How do you move when you move in life through anxiety? I feel like we live in a society that is more anxious than ever and is more um, second guessing themselves more than ever. And I feel like the way to mitigate a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress is to face the things in your life head on and um, to not be afraid of what you must do, but to go do the things that you have to do and do them the best that you can do and to the best of your ability. And that's the way that you can beat anxiety and you can beat stress and you can overcome things in your life is when you can focus on them to the point where you know within yourself that you've done everything possible to see that goal come to fruition, right? Um independent of whatever. It's did you do what you must do with that? And I feel like if we're able to face what we have to, and if we're able to look at our day and look at our life and know that every single day that you deposited something really good for yourself into that day, then you have nothing to worry about. You have nothing to really run from. You have nothing to like escape from, right? Because if we move in a way that is really true to ourselves and is facing the things in our life and is being really direct and honest and true, then we are doing everything that we can. And if we're doing every single thing that we can, what 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 less can we be doing, right? What I'm mostly trying to say is, as I personally navigate my own life and I navigate my own problems and I navigate and I ask myself these questions of am I doing everything the best that I can be doing? And I ask myself this and I say, and I realize that it's all not gonna all be done in one day. It's all not just gonna happen overnight. If anything, this life gives us an opportunity to daily deposit something of love and positivity. And I speak about this all the time because it's genuinely what I keep coming back to. I keep coming back to this concept and this idea of the more that we are present in today, the more that we love today, and the more that we um, really are grateful and are really grounded in today, the better things are, and the more real life becomes, and um, the more intentional we can be in overcoming our perceived problems of the mind. And I do believe that it's through action, and I do believe that it's through acting on what we believe in, and I do believe it's in trusting the process, and it's in having ultimate faith in all of these things, and um, in where we are and what we're doing. And I feel like it's only through when we are able to really move through life and move through life in a way that is very congruent and fluent for us that we actually see these things come to fruition and we actually see our life fall into place. Um, Alongside that, so much of it is trust. So much of it is um, belief. So much of it is having courage and faith to move about life in a way that is really honest and really that matches what is happening. Right? I feel like um, we have this propensity to um, live a life that's maybe not really grounded in reality and that's not really grounded in truth. And I feel like the more we are aligned with what is really genuine to us, meaning that yes, we have our own life, but what are we doing to ground that life and ground that reality in what's happening around us in a really genuine way? And I feel very honored and I feel very grateful to have this time in life to live life, but also to also really be honest and true with the fact that things like anxiety are real, things like stress are real, things like these problems that we perceive that we have are real, and it's only through really testing those things with action and with um, the way that you sleep the best at night is when you feel like you've done every single thing in your power to move forward in life and to do the absolute best that you can in life. And I feel like for me at times, it really comes down to not having an ego. It really comes down to being grateful and being grateful and being happy with where I am and what I'm doing. And um, in a super big piece as I process this in real time is not always waiting to receive. I feel like a big part of being someone who has really deep ownership of their life is you're the one who initiates things. You're the one who works towards things. You're the one who tries things. You're the one who works to put out there what you want to put out there. You're the one who initiates within your relationships. You're the one who initiates within your work. You're the one who um, strives to succeed. You're the one who is present in your life, right? This life we lead is not short, but it really comes down to initiating on what matters. And I feel like that it's very easy sometimes to let things slide. But the cure to anxiety is knowing that you have handled the things that you must handle the best that they can be handled. And the way that you do that is by not running away from these things, but handling them as they come and handling them in the best possible way that you know how. And loving life. Life is so much of it is feeling and knowing that you are doing the best that you can today with what you have. And you do that by moving in a way that is very genuine and authentic for you, and moving in a way that is um, very true for where you currently are in life. And I feel like that is just a powerful piece of this life that we lead, and it is something that I personally don't want to shy away from. It's something that I personally want to lean into harder and to um, really do well and do in a way that is really honest and true. And I feel like the only way we can do these things in life and we can navigate life in a way that's true for us is if we kind of like not attack but handle things in real time in a way that works, in a way that is like really congruent. I feel like peace in the mind and in the soul and in the heart only come from when we are addressing our life and our reality in a way that is realistic, in a way that is honest, and in a way that is really reflective of what's happening. Not in the perceived mental image that we might have, but in the actual realization that like these things are real. Like anxiety is real. These problems that we have are real. This life that we lead is like there can be troubles within that. There can be hard times, right? And these hard times are and can be very difficult. And it's really only through the cultivation of doing the work every single day, um, like the intangibles, like discipline, through really just like learning to be present in what matters, right? In our friendships, in the things that we love, in our work, in all of this, is that's the piece that will make things move forward and will make life make sense. I feel like all of us are striving to live a life that is very congruent and is in a life and live a life that is very like not like perfect, not like Instagrammy, not about not even of like public perception, but in like peace. I think for me, the biggest thing that I want and I want to be experiencing consistently on the daily basis is like peace and love and this desire to work harder and to see what's around me and to like want to engage. I feel like the opposite of depression and apathy is um, striving and is progress and is action and is um, wanting to move forward, wanting to put effort in, right? I think that that is one of the greatest signs of health and one of the greatest signs of um, like really strong mental health is desire to engage in life, desire to like love life and to engage in life in a way that is really life giving, not only for you, but for the people around you. And I think that that's a really good question to be asking is, are you moving in life in a way that is giving life to yourself and giving life to others? And I feel like that really only comes through um, strong cultivation of the good things in our life, right? It's very easy, I feel, to um, lose track of the things that matter. And I feel like I'm definitely somebody who can um, kind of get lost sometimes in my imagination or like the vision that I want to create. And I feel like that, I mean, that's a big piece of this channel is cultivating a life that is based off of your vision and of your desires. And I feel like those things are amazing. But at the same time, I feel like it's very appropriate to engage life where it is and to engage life where you are. And it's not necessarily about always being necessarily in the end state, but it's about being in today and about focusing on what matters. I feel like to beat things like anxiety and to beat things like not understanding and not having all the answers is to let people in, is to let people in. And that's a piece that really terrifies me at times. It terrifies me to let people in sometimes, and to let people see me, and to let people like have a have a close look at who I am and what I'm about. And I feel like that comes from fear. I think fear drives us into isolation. I think fear drives us into um, not being present and not moving towards what's authentic for us. And I feel like at the end of the day, what we can do is deposit a little piece of love everywhere and take things one step further. I feel like what I've been learning is it's very easy to just do it's very easy to just do what's necessary, but it takes a level of expertise and a level of focus and a level of love to take things a step further and to be intentional and um, to be so intentional to the point where the things that you engage in, it's very, very, very apparent that you care and very apparent that those things matter to you and that you're not here to be surface level. I feel like a big thing that I've cultivated over the past like 2 or 3 years is learning to laugh at myself and learning to have humor and learning to let humor into my experience as like I don't feel like we can take this life too seriously, but at the same time, it's very important too to be intentional and to take things with a level of like seriousness and love and a level of um, passion, a level of desire, a level of intentionality, right? I feel like it's only through when we're able to engage in life in a way, like I said, that's very true, very honest, very real, very not like wastefully, right? I feel like our time here is so limited and we grow at such a fast rate. in that we really don't know what we have until it's gone, and we really don't know what matters until it no longer is there. And I feel like we have this almost this propensity to not not really acknowledge what is important, not really, or like take things for granted. I feel like I'm certainly somebody who is guilty of taking things for granted sometimes, and I really want to cultivate and work to not do that anymore. And I feel like it's when we're able to move forward in a way that is attacking our problems and stepping into the things that matter and into the things that are really important to us. And it's really only through that are we able to get those things done and to see those things move forward. And I feel like it's in once again in the self-love that we have for ourselves. It's in the day to day. It's in the now, right? I think we you're developing habits in the now. You're developing who you are in the now. You're developing the love that you have for yourself in today and the decisions that you make and the desire that you have to deposit something new into yourself every single day. Really, and that comes through comes through like being present, and it comes through um wanting to love and wanting to be here and wanting to see that the things that you have and the things that you want um, really be present. And I feel like it's really only when we're able to look at our life and be really honest with ourselves and be honest with where we're going and be honest with um, where we are in life that we can actually engage in life in an accurate way. And I feel like that's the ultimate goal of everything that we do is to engage in life in an accurate, true way towards where we're going and what we're doing. And for me, it's very much important for me that um, you face the things that you must, and it's in the facing of the things that we must do that we actually discover that we can overcome them. This is something that you have learned time and time again. The things that you over dramatize in your mind are not scary. They're not as scary as they seem. The problems that you have are transient. The life that you lead is also almost transient. What matters most is your willingness, your desire to step into those things and to make those things into a loving situation and to do your best to solve those things and to work towards making those things right. And I feel like it's only when we're able to make the things that matter correct and to make the things that are true come to fruition. It's only really through doing that or that we're able to um, be here and be now and to feel love and to feel gratitude. So, my challenge for you today is to face the things that you must and beat your anxiety by moving towards what you have to do and solving your problems with a direct head on approach.